absolutely amazing.
Dude, I'm so ready for summer.
Yeah, man, me too. What day is it today, anyways?
January 63rd or something?
Yeah, feels like it. I'm ready to kick it by the pool.
Margaritas.
Lazy River?
Air hockey?
Worlds?
Check this place out.
Dude, this place is insane!
Margaritaville Lake Resort, Lake Conroe, Texas. This is where Air Hockey Worlds 2025 is going down. August 21st through 24th.
4 days of competition, top players from around the world, and a full-on end-of-summer bash.
Registration is live now. Go to airhockeyworlds.com and lock in your spot. And we'll see you there at Margaritaville!
My name is Jonathan Smead. I lived in Texas for about 10, 11 years now, but I grew up in New York. Now I'm looking into trade school for welding. I love music. I always had headphones on, and I also play games a lot for Forza, Rocket League, just anything cars really. I love it. It's a lot of fun. It's very quick paced, very competitive scene. I think the biggest thing is just give it a try, see if you like it. It can change your world. It's really awesome. I'm gonna go in, give it my all, hopefully win, but there's a lot of good players. We'll see how it goes.
My name is Jeyson, Sermeno, and I am from El Salvador. Right now, I'm a full-time student at Lone Star College, the Cypress campus. My other interests are music and anime. Those are like the main ones. I also do watch a lot of soccer, like professional European soccer. Oh, I'm gonna win it. I'm gonna win the tournament. Give it a try. You never know. You might fall in love with it like I did.
All right, so yeah, this is the first match of the losers bracket. The loser of this is out, and eliminated from the tournament. The winner will proceed and move on. So these guys are fighting for their air hockey lives.
Ready?
Oh, I'm ready for this one.
Let's
go!
Yeah!
Let's go!
All right, face-off goes to Jeyson. Jeyson is on your right, and Jonathan Smead on your left. Jeyson Sermeno. All right, goes for a left wall under attempt. Jonathan was there. I know these guys play a lot together, so they know each other's games pretty well. There's not going to be any surprises. Not really much of a need to fill each other out. They know what each other's strengths and weaknesses are already. Cross straight by Jonathan to go up 1-0 on Jeyson. Jeyson goes for a right wall over attempt. He was off the mark. Good block by Jonathan. Nice shot there to get by the defense of Jeyson to go up 2-0. Very strong.
1, 2.
Nice hard right wall bank. All right. Jeyson again with the puck. We'll see if he can get something going here. It's been a little bit slow going starting off. I guess, again, both these players know each other's game pretty well. Good interference by Jonathan to throw that puck off just enough to get it back, and then hit a right wall over to go up 3-1. Being joined again by Mr. Ray from North Carolina. Ray, how you doing, sir?
Dude, doing great.
All right.
North Carolina had a good showing in that first round of the winners.
Yeah, what is it with you guys? You just come here to Texas, you just want to beat up on us or something? What do we do to you guys?
No, we just wanted to hear the love up on you. That's air hockey.
That's awesome, man. No, we're really happy for y'all, and wish you all the luck in the world to keep it up. But I think you guys are going to have to start beating up each other here in a second.
Yeah, I think it's a battle of brothers in the next round.
Yes, exactly. All right, let's see here. And I think the unforced error there, looks like. So Jonathan's still up, but it's 3-2 now.
Yeah, and so far, what a great tournament that Jonathan has had.
No doubts. You know, good young man. Don't know what the heck he's listening to still. I think that's going to be the mystery that no one will ever know. He may have just nothing but white noise on there for all we know. But, man, another error there. So now 3-3. This game is tied. Yeah, we'll have to find out one day what Jonathan's actually listening to. And another good, strong, straight shot from Jonathan to go up 4-3. You take away those errors, I mean, it would be not a close score at this point. So we'll see if Jeyson's still kind of looking for his offense here. It looked like he had a few right wall overs, but he was off the mark, so he's going to have to look for something else here, it looks like. Good block by Jeyson. On a pretty well hit right wall over by Jonathan. Jeyson just was there to block it.
Yeah, Jeyson looking like on defense, he's really trying to take away the straights and the over.
I don't know why these guys, they want to do that. I don't know whoever told them to do that stuff, but it seems to be pretty effective. So nice right wall over. Looks like he may have found it. Now 4-4. Nice, good, powerful straight there off the transition from Jonathan. Now up 5-4. Answered with a nice left wall under from Jeyson. 5-5. Jonathan with the puck.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, flubbed in and out of the goal there. Jeyson does retain possession. It's a big moment for both these guys, and a nice cross straight hit by Jeyson. One of the better shots he's hit so far this match. Now up 6-5, game point 5. Again, this is best of 5. And this is the first game of this set. Nice right wall over from Jonathan. It is game point either way. So close.
Yeah, nice delay there from
Jeyson.
Looked
Well
like he
hit.
had him too.
Well hit. Just didn't quite get it.
Okay.
Looks like we're going to get timeout from Jonathan. A good timeout, I think.
Yeah, right after the pump fake, gets a little bit of information too.
Yeah. A lot of players do that these days. No, that's one thing Joey List loves to do. Colin loves to do. Vince loves to do.
And play.
All you guys like to do that stuff. All you youngsters. All right, here we go. Jonathan with the puck. 6-6. Jeyson got a little piece of that one. Not enough. Left wall bank blocked by Jeyson. Jeyson's had a few good blocks. Finally was able to corral that one in to get a shot on offense finally. Let's see if he sets it up. Went for a left wall over attempt, little off the mark. See if he goes back to that cross or the right wall over. Yeah, he was going for that cross, but he hit it right in the middle of the goal, and Jonathan was all over it.
Yeah, good block and take.
Yep. Jeyson hesitated just for a moment. That puck, went back to Jonathan, but He does end up back with it, went back to the cross and almost scored it. Ended with a cut straight to win game 1. Jeyson is now up 1-0 again. Let's see if we.
Three things. First, I think you scored 2 or 3 points on yourself.
Yeah.
So take that for
Yeah.
right, like you said.
Yeah, of course.
And anytime the puck comes to you, try your best to just stop it instead of a shot. Instead of trying for like a quick transition play or something.
For one off mine or one that he's given?
Either.
Okay.
Either.
Okay.
2. So as far as like his putt, he always swipes like this. So
Okay.
this is my mouth.
Yep.
Imagine I have it kind of straight. Swipe it.
Yep.
For the.
One more time? You mind?
So,
I'll set up on the line.
yeah. So straight. Yeah. And then work it right along.
There you go. So, what you were hearing there is, Jacob Weissman, former world champion, giving some advice here to Jonathan. He sees a tell that's telling the difference between a cut straight and a right wall in the way that Jeyson is releasing and making that shot. That's huge. If somebody has a tell like that, that's no different than a pitcher giving away, their curveball and their fastball or their sinker or something along those lines. And those tells, as we all know in Major League Baseball, can be the difference between a World Series and an elimination. So, all right.
Yeah, especially in tight games like that last one.
Absolutely. Huge. We'll see if Jonathan can take advantage of that knowledge. And at the same time, we'll see if Jeyson can build off of that win, that first victory. Because there's no telling what Vince told Jeyson. All right, 1-0 now, Jonathan. That cut release to score. And it's one thing to have the information. It's a whole other to implement, especially in the heat of a battle. It's very difficult to do. Good block there from Jonathan on the right wall bank.
Oh, good get.
Yep, good get. You interfere with it enough, you hit it back into their mallet to get it right back. A double bank shot. That might be the first one of the day. Not really a shot that is too widely used, but it can be. I know you never hear me say this, but it can be effective from time to time. That might be the only time that you will ever hear me say that. Yes. It's a very rare occasion.
Yeah, so whoever heard that, make sure you save that clip.
Well, I know Pete Lippincott is doing a backwards flip. He's so excited hearing that. All right. Now, again, Jonathan with possession. He's up 2-0, which he needs this game. He's down 1-0. Jeyson tried to hit a forehand bank around him. Couldn't get it to fall. Oh, my gosh. So close hitting that cross straight.
Kind of flubbed out. Same thing happened to Jonathan last game, though.
Yes. Yep. The other great advice that Jacob gave to Jonathan was for him to stop the puck and then set it up every time. Don't pull it out and make quick shots.
1, 2.
That was a great cross straight there, hit by Jeyson. Now 2-1. Jonathan does have the puck.
Playing with this, cut right wall combo.
Yeah, something about these traditional attacks, it's the complementary shots that are just naturally complementary to each other. I mean, it's no different than, like, again, I love referencing baseball. I love the sport so much as well.
3, 1.
And then another good cut straight now to go up 3-1 for Jonathan. But, I mean, the fastball, an all-speed changeup, the curves,
3.
all those complement each other, when against a batter, an opposing batter. And force that batter to, adjust one way or the other. So it's no different in air hockey in what players do to each other with the complementary shots and complementary releases. And all these guys, yes, they're up and coming, but they're still honing their craft. I mean, they're still learning just as much about the game and about themselves and what's going to make them successful, throughout their career. And it's an ongoing, I guess, education is the truth of it. The more you play, the more you learn about yourself, the more you learn, how to play the game, and these guys will all get better at recognizing, not just how to hit a shot, but when to hit a shot, how to manipulate a defense, how to move a defense, how to make somebody completely move out of the way. So now 3-3, Jeyson ties it up.
Yeah, nice left ball under.
Very nice. Yeah.
And with that experience, one of the other things that some of these players are getting for the first time is center table, bright lights on stream with commentary.
Absolutely. The first time that one kind of flubbed in now 4-4. So, but yeah, the first time I ever experienced anything remotely close to that, Ray, I certainly wasn't ready. I mean, you're talking about just feeling like a tingling sensation all around, just not being ready for the big lights, and just being self-aware. Getting in that situation for the first time is kind of eye-opening. But obviously, you do it enough, it's kind of a natural thing after a while. But yeah, it's great experience for these guys to go through it.
5-4.
Nice transition shot from Jonathan. Good hustle. Yeah, Jeyson's a little off on that cut straight, and then I think he's got to hit that cross straight with a little more authority. Sometimes in air hockey, when you're setting up a shot, it's okay to actually show, hey, this is what's coming, and force them to stop it. You're almost like, hey, here comes the cross straight. It doesn't matter what you do, it's gonna go in, And you have to have that mindset and that attitude. And then, of course, whenever I think cross straight, I always think of Billy Stubbs out of Illinois, out of Chicago. And, one of the greatest shots ever, that the sport's ever seen. And he would hit it with such authority.
Game point 4.
Very nice shot by
nice
Jonathan
cut.
there. Yeah, go up game point 4. But if you weren't there in the perfect spot to block it, it was in every time, and hence his nickname, the Machine. Yeah, I mean, that ended up kind of being an unforced error there for Jeyson, being down 6-4.
And play.
Let's see if he can battle back here, but he's got to do it with defense right here.
Yeah, step one's get the puck.
That's it. Ooh, nice little left wall over. Little finesse shot to end that game. We're now tied 1 game apiece. Jonathan and Jeyson, these guys have played a lot in their short time.
Cue things though. You shoot one cut from left of center, bring it a little bit more left of center, and then it'll open up your cross. Net your cross. It looks like it's there. You're just not hitting it accurate. Try a left of center cut. Right, yeah, and then go into it with the cross.
Play.
It should open wide up.
Brilliantly said by Vince there. It's so simple, but that can't be overstated. If he moves his drift over just a little bit more to the left of center, it's going to help open up that lane naturally to help his cut straight, because his cut straight is off. It's not accurate at the moment. And that right there can help open up his cross straight, that's been kind of his go-to shot. And that could be the difference in this match if again, he can make it fall. And that's easier said than done.
Yeah, and it'll force Jonathan to then move also to block a different lane, which also opens up that cross a little bit.
Exactly. All right. Here we go. Face off for the third game here. We're tied 1 apiece. This best of 5 just became a best of 3.
Yeah, one of the great things I think of Jeyson getting to talk with Vince there is in the first round of this tournament, Jeyson was actually working with Coach Jacob Weissman. And so now by being, switched over to the other coach, he's getting a whole nother perspective and something that Jacob might not have noticed.
Yeah, how beautiful is that though, to have those guys here, to help you out and that you can reference, between games.
Oh, absolutely. Especially, we're talking about tournament experience and how this is the first, smaller, tournament center line, middle table. The guys that are coaching them have tons of experience in this.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yeah, they've been on the biggest table at the biggest moments. So.
Ooh. Flip it.
All right.
I think it's good.
Yep.
Ready?
Okay.
And play.
Should hit the replay button, but I was waiting to see what Noah would call. I missed it.
That's okay. Yep, Jeyson couldn't corral that particular shot there.
1.
Got a little piece of that one, but it bounced off the back of Jeyson's mallet into the goal. So now 1-0 Jonathan. Jonathan does retain that possession after the block.
Snag.
Yeah. Tried a forehand, a little off the mark. Went right in the middle of the goal, right into the defense of Jeyson.
1-1.
All right, kind of a transition type cut straight. 1-1. One of the things you got to realize. So
forehand.
Yeah, the forehand. So you see the forehands that the last couple shots. It looks like Jonathan wants to change it up a little bit and start with the forehands. Just because you start changing things up offensively, like you're going to change a drift, or maybe you're going for forehands versus backhand shots. That doesn't mean that your defense, suffers from that. The defense has to stay consistent. And I think that's what we saw earlier when Jeyson made that score on him. But now he's got a good 3-1 lead, now 3-2. Of course, the freaking commentator jinx worked on him there when I was talking good.
Yeah, once again.
Yeah. Jeez. Sorry. All right. Jeyson with the puck and right into the defense that Jonathan was providing. So Jonathan now retaining possession.
See if next time Jeyson gets the puck, if he does what Coach Vince had talked to him about.
Yep, that's pretty key. Up 3-3. That 3-3 now. Yep.
So that's a little bit of a frustration play. Causing you to lose the puck again afterwards, though, is not good.
So he was further over to the left quadrant there. However, he went left wall bank. Is what Jeyson just hit. So. One thing I'm liking what I'm seeing from Jonathan right now, it seems like he's really building up a lot of possession time. It seems like he has that puck a little longer, more often than what Jeyson has. That's a nice cross straight. He hit that from further over in the left quadrant. Yeah, so that's
cross straight went in.
Yep. So that's a lot closer to what Vince is referring. But yeah, that possession time over a period of a match can certainly be a game changer and can certainly be the difference in a match. You wear an opponent down.
Yeah, and that can be mentally as much as physically.
Oh, absolutely. So. Absolutely. Yeah, the wearing down mentally is definitely in air hockey is probably the most important thing. I mean, it's you're sitting there having to react split-second decisions for a few days straight, like we do at a Worlds. That has a wear and tear on the mind. So no doubts. Yeah, you got to be ready and prepared mentally and physically as well, because everybody I've ever met who, athletes from all sorts of different backgrounds who have played this game, when they play it at this level, when they're done playing, regardless of how great a shape they're in, they're sore as can be the next day for a few days, because you use different muscles doing this than you use in anything else you do in life.
Yeah, I heard some rumor actually that you used to run, 10 miles a day when you were prepping to win the world championship.
I wouldn't say 10 miles, but I did over 10 miles in a week's time. I would do 3 miles, maybe 6 miles, But yeah, that's been a minute. Jeez, that's coming close to 20, 25 years ago.
Nice left ball over.
Yeah, beautiful left ball over hit by Jeyson there to go up 5-3. It's a pretty big game. I mean, the winner who goes up 2-1 has a pretty significant advantage, I would think. Going into the next 2 games, nice cross straight. Now game point 3. Jonathan pulled that one out and rushed it way too much.
Yeah, another one of those frustration plays that we talked about where,
yes,
if something doesn't go right for you, you don't want to immediately create another issue by, giving them the puck.
Yep. Followed by a good get by Jeyson, and then, Jonathan did end up with it again, but now the puck is currently back with Jeyson. See if he goes back to the cross.
7-3.
There it is. Cross straight, 7-3.
2-1, Jeyson.
You've been there before.
2-1. Who, me? No.
Yeah, knew what was coming. Nope, just missed it.
What's up?
Jacob Weissman.
Defensive was fine. I mean,
Was it really?
yeah, it was super long game. So you were stopping it fine. You just need that shot.
Yeah.
Scoring. I think the right ball under is there and it works, but you have to set it up either like an early sudden right ball under, right, like you start the drift, or it's also, I've seen it work a few times where you're pushing towards the left rail, right? So you're giving him kind of like a cross left of the rail look, and then you make a left.
Before or after rail?
Before.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
no. Like before the rail, like.
Connor,
Yeah.
you saw Connor set.
Yes, yeah. So I think see if you can get one of those working, and then you can pair, probably a cut with that. Because I think he'll come out and be able to score a few of those. Particularly the one where you're pushing towards the rail like a Connor, right?
2-1, sir?
Yeah, 2-1.
I love it. All right. So again, great advice from Jacob Weissman. Whether or not Jonathan can implement that or not, I mean, we will see here in a second. But this is game 4. Jeyson being up 2-1. Jeyson is 1 game away from advancing, and Jonathan is 1 game away from being eliminated from the tournament. This again is a losers bracket match. It is one that nobody wants to lose. So here we go. They're coming to the ready at the face-off. Nope, they're going to probably he called that to
Ready?
Jonathan.
And play.
All right.
Well, I thought that you hit it off, but if there's an objection, I mean. Okay, sure.
All right, they're going to re-face off.
Okay, I wasn't really sure what I saw, so we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
So typically, if both players hit it at the same time
that's
it
fine. All right.
flutters off, then it will go to obviously the person that got the mallet hit in, or the puck hit into them, and that's what Noah felt he saw, but Jonathan disagreed actually, because it would have been his puck, but he disagreed. So it was very honorable of Jonathan to do that and wanted to reface off. All right. So again, here we go. Jonathan with the puck. Reverse circle drift, kind of hitting that up, close to being over there. Regardless, didn't matter. Jeyson was there and he blocked it.
Yeah, it may have been one of those cases where Noah would have called it, but saw Jeyson got the puck immediately.
That's correct. Yep.
You know, determined that it wasn't necessary to stop play.
Yep, and that's the thing. So, if a referee does see a foul, but the other player ends up with the puck, there's they don't have to call that.
Looks like that deep left of center cross. Still something that Jeyson's going after.
Yeah, it's definitely something that he needs to stick to. I believe to keep advancing. Got to get that by Jonathan's defense. That was a good little left wall under. Good pop on it.
Yeah, I like that quick snap.
Yep. A little bit of a delay in the release. Kind of showed it. Hey, here it comes. And then before you could blink, it was in. Jeyson kind of going for a right wall over, a little off the mark, then goes back towards the cross. Good get there by Jonathan.
No.
Yeah, Jeyson building a little bit of possession time, a couple of off goals.
Nice forehand left wall bank from Jeyson. Kind of came out of nowhere on that.
I'm not sure how this is going to work. Oh, well.
Again, Jonathan with possession, building up possession time. It's very, very key, very important. Obviously it's not a guarantee that's going to put you still got to score. It's not a guarantee that's going to help you win, but that certainly could be a factor, especially if this goes to a game 5. That possession time is again, very important.
Two, one.
Good patience there shown by Jonathan. It's now 2-1.
Wow, even in that replay, you could barely see the puck leaking so quick.
Yep. Yeah, hard blistering right wall under that Jonathan just hit. Both these guys are capable of really just blistering fast, hard shots.
A lot of the defense paying off, but as I started talking, there it is. There's that goal by Jeyson. Ties it up 2-2.
Yes, Ray, now that you are commentating, you have the ability to jinx. Congratulations, my friend. Ooh, good attempt on the cross straight. Just wasn't quite there. But he ends up back with it. Good job of corralling that puck to set it up yet again. Tried a little 1-2. Looked like Jonathan or Jeyson was there. Well defended by him. And just did it again. Perfectly defended. Again, Jonathan with the puck.
Yeah, just been barely wide right on a couple of shots in a row there.
Yep, good, well defended there. One thing I want to point out, when Jeyson's blocking that bank, he didn't come all the way and nail the goal, like all the way back against the goal with his mallet. He stopped exactly where you should have stopped.
Nice cross shot from Jeyson.
All right, 3-2.
4,
Came
2.
right back to it. Now 4-2 after 2 cross straights in a row from Jeyson.
And this will be match game for Jeyson if he wins.
Went back, tried to hit a right wall over, it looked like. Was off the mark. Followed by a left wall bank.
5,
That's
2.
a cut straight. Went in, so 2 cross straights followed by a cut straight. That's a nice combination, well thought out by Jeyson. He is 2 points away from advancing in the losers round. And Jonathan is down to his last 2 points for his air hockey life in this showdown. Yeah, I definitely like, again, the possession time that Jonathan has been building up.
3, 5.
Another good right wall bank from Jonathan. I think he's more effective when he has that explosiveness, but again, it's that release. You know, he delays it just enough, or he explodes into it super fast, like early in the release. So one of the two.
And even with that delay there, you can see Jeyson flinched a little bit.
Yeah, but right there, that previous shot, the shot he just hit, that's where he's not as effective. See, there was no delay. There was no building up time or anything along those lines. And to be honest, it wasn't as quick as his earlier shots. So those are the ones that Jeyson's just all over, and Jeyson's not letting those go in at all. All right. Looks like Jonathan, no, there it is,
5.
right wall over. I can see him lining up that right wall over on the previous shot. Very well hit. Ooh, almost had that one in and out. 5-4 Jeyson. Again, Jonathan needs this game or he is done.
Yeah, he's shown an incredible fight here.
5
Nice
all.
cut straight. It's 5-5. Looks like Jeyson went for a left wall over. He was off the mark, went under. Nice block on the left wall bank from Jonathan. Great block by Jeyson. But he looks like he's got to keep doing it, as Jonathan continues to build up possession time. Oh,
Match
my
point
goodness.
5.
Interfered with that just a hair to give him match point 5. Okay. Jonathan's down to his last point. There is zero room for error.
Good block by Jeyson.
Game
Nice
point, match
right
point.
wall
Timeout.
over transition. It is game point, match point.
Yeah, 6-6.
Jonathan needs this to push a game 5. Jeyson does not want a game 5. He
That's
wants
time.
to end it right now. He's got
Great time.
possession. Let's see if he's got the shot.
And play.
Little rushed on that left wall and under attempt. Oof, Jonathan retained that. Corralled that puck. Went back to
Ooh,
the left
great
wall
block by
bank,
Jeyson.
and Jeyson was all over it.
You ready?
Very, very well done.
And play.
Let's see if Jeyson goes back to the cross. He did, but he was off the mark.
Jonathan was ready to block at that time.
And
7-6.
Jonathan with a cross straight of his
Game 5.
own. He's pushing game 5. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go again. Neither one of these guys want to go home.
Yeah, they'll get one more chance here to talk to their coaches.
That's it.
Speed of that drift, the diagonal drift, and the crossing. When he did that, he would turtle up. Yeah. There was a few possessions where he sped it up, and man, he was already like expecting you to go left wall, man, that crossover right up. Try it out, man. It might. That's what being cute.
All right, so what Vince is pointing out is the speed at which Jeyson would drift, kind of that right to center drift or left of center drift. That right there, every now and then he would speed it up, and when he speeds it up, Jonathan is, he's thinking it's going to be a left wall under, which opens up that cross straight, something awful. And that is where Vince is asking Jeyson to take a look. So keep hitting it. In other words, don't let up on that. You better hit that. But, the only thing is I probably would have warned, Jeyson is don't speed it up too much where you lose control, right? So it's not where he's going super fast on that. He's just a little bit faster than what he normally has been going. So, but yeah, big key moments. Curious as to what Jacob's probably telling Jonathan over there. But man.
Yeah, I mean, this is the game that you live for.
Game 5.
Yeah, a little bit of an elimination game for both players. There's no more safety. This is the best shots that they've got to stay alive in this tournament.
Yep.
Right. First thing that I have to do is remind myself that I'm here. I've won games. I can win this game. And I'm going to go in. I'm going to try to make the best contact I can and see how the opponent reacts. If something opens up, I'm going to do my best to score.
Great advice from a great player, sir. Good job. All right, here it is, the face-off. Jonathan on the win of the face-off is going to get the first shot at scoring.
One.
Cut straight on the transition. 1-0, Jeyson.
I think those straight shots really are a good test for someone's nerves.
1-all.
Oh, absolutely. Jonathan followed up with a right wall bank. Took a little off of it, but it was still effective. It kind of froze Jeyson.
Yeah, and he'd hit 2.
Yep. Right wall over. Ended up sneaking that one by. There's that cross straight, so now 2-2. You notice that drift was a little faster, exactly what Vince was referring. Yeah, players, it's weird how the mind works, and if players are reading speed, you can use that against them. If they're reading position or placement of the puck, you can use that against them. If they are reading release, you can use that against them. These are all things that savvy offensive players will do.
3.
Nice
2.
Right wall over to take a 3-2
change up by Jonathan.
Yeah.
With a little bit of a pump fake, and then also actually stopping the puck before he makes contact.
Yep, and super accurate because I don't think Jeyson was that far off from being in a bad spot there. Yep, he let that one get away there. Got to corral those. Oh my goodness! Forehand left wall over, blistering fast. 4-2 now, Jonathan. Good block by Jeyson. Jeyson was there for that, but Jonathan again immediately corrals his attempt.
My left.
Yeah, it looks like the whole time Jonathan's basically had the puck. He's really building that possession.
Yes, exactly. That possession time again can really help towards the end. Jeyson was a little off on that. Couldn't quite get that right wall bank to fall. Looks like he was going for the cross. It was there, just off the mark, and followed by a beautiful left wall bank by Jonathan to go up 5-2. A huge lead, a huge turn of events. Nice right wall over. Masterful shot there, 5-3.
Jeyson not going down fighting.
No.
Without fighting.
Exactly. Jonathan kind of feeling that forehand again, kind of went again for that left wall forehand over. He was off the mark on that second attempt. Little indecisive there from Jonathan. Kind of settled for a left wall over attempt, but did not go through.
Yeah, Jonathan really using his time with these drifts, giving a couple different looks and taking the shot.
Yep, I'm certainly loving what I'm seeing here from him. The patience is patience beyond his years of playing air hockey. So that right there again, it shows a level of maturity on the table. Almost out and got away, but he did a good job again corralling that, and again taking his time. He's adhering to what his coach told him. Take his time.
Yeah, a couple of great blocks so far, but you can only have so many.
Good get there by Jeyson. He needs a few of those.
Yeah. His defense has kept him in it.
Yep. Yeah, his defense has been very solid. He's going to go back to that cross, but you know what? Jonathan said that he has a pretty good defense himself, so he was there. Nice left wall over now. 4-5. Jonathan's favor. He has the puck. He's 2 points away from advancing.
Match
1 point away now
Cross of his own.
at match point 4 for Jonathan. Well timed cross straight. Oh, great get. Great get by Jeyson.
Yeah, a little bit of a slow shot from Jonathan, and Jeyson made sure he went and grabbed that puck.
Jeyson could not corral that. That is the match. Beautifully executed. A great job. Awesome, awesome. That last shot there, left wall bang, just had Jeyson not prepared. He didn't look like he didn't go back at all on that. So very well done. We'll get Jonathan over here. All right, I've got Jonathan Smead. He just took down Jeyson Sermeno.
Yes, sir.
In the losers bracket. He is still alive in the showdown. So congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Very well done. Your possession time was beautiful, and in my opinion was the difference in that match. You were doing it early on, and even in the games in the match, or the games that you lost, you had the better possession time.
Consistently?
And yes.
Okay.
So that builds up over time and puts more wear and tear on your opponent's, their mental fortitude, right?
Of course.
So great job. I don't know if that was by design or just something natural, but good job. And what are your thoughts? I mean,
So him and I talked about this prior to coming in. We play a lot together.
Yep.
We've been practicing a lot in the last month or so. We both expected it to be a five game series. Obviously, neither one of us knew who was going to come out, but we expected it to go all the way. I put a lot of work in order to get to where I'm at now. Last 2 weeks, I took off from work so that I could practice, so I could show today.
I love it. Well, hey, the work is paying off.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so you may not got paid work, but you got paid here.
For sure.
But listen, keep it up.
Yes, sir.
Next round, we'll see who you got to play. But you know what? If you If you're still in it, you're still in it. It means you
Yeah.
can win the whole thing. So congratulations and good luck.
Thank you, sir. So my dad lives in Philly, but he texted me that y'all were asking what music I listen to. There's an artist named Snow the Product. She's a Spanish rapper. Now, I don't speak Spanish, funny enough.
Okay.
But it keeps me engaged. It's quick pace, and so it keeps me, not jumpy, but ready at all times.
All right. So the mystery is solved. Thanks,
Yeah,
Dad.
Snow the
Philly.
Product is what keeps me focused.
3 out of
Every
5.
time I play, I play the same album.
Okay. Awesome. Well, good to know. Good to know. All right, man.
Thank you,
Good
sir.
job. Playing great.
Not yet.